Hey y'all, welcome to Friday's Kitchen. Welcome back if you have been here before. In today's video, we are making a super moist, super delicious carrot pound cake. If you're interested in seeing how I made it, stay tuned. Also, while you're here, I ask that you please take a moment, look down below, press that subscribe button, join our family, and come back for some more recipes. I have started by preheating the oven to 315 degrees. I'm just going to go through really quickly and let you guys know the order in which to place everything in the mixer bowl. I'm starting by creaming together the sticks of butter. Up next, I'm going to add the combination of sugars. Once I add the sugars, I'm going to let the mixer run for about 10 minutes. Once the mixer's been going for about 10 minutes, we are going to add the vanilla extract. Then we're going to move on to adding the eggs one at a time. Once I add an egg, I like to wait for the yolk to break before moving on to adding the next egg. Once we've added all the eggs, we're going to add the crushed pineapple and then turn the mixer back on. Not shown in these clips, I do turn the mixer off periodically and scrape down the sides and bottom of the bowl just to make sure everything gets well combined. Once we've added the pineapple and we mix a bit, we're going to move on to gradually adding our flour mixture. Finally, we are adding the grated carrots to the mixture. Once we've done so, we're going to turn the mixer back on and mix until everything is well combined. At that point, we're going to turn the mixer off, scrape down the sides and bottom of the bowl one final time, turn the mixer back on for about a minute, and then we'll be ready to add our cake batter to the cake pan. So here's the pan we're going to use to bake the cake. I'm going to start by spraying with Baker's Joy. Now we're going to go in with the cake batter. So now we're going to bake this in a 315 degree oven for about an hour and a half, 45 minutes. I'll let you guys know exactly how long it takes in my oven when I remove it. Here's the cake after 1 hour, 30 minutes in the oven. We're going to let it hang out in the pan for about 10 minutes and then I'll turn it out onto a cake board. So now we're going to flip the cake over onto a plate and then I'm going to flip it back over onto a cake board because I want this side of the cake to be right side up. I'm actually going to let it sit this way for just a second to cool off just a bit before I flip it back over onto a cake board, so we'll be right back in a minute. All right, so we're going to leave the cake out to completely cool. Up next, I am going to make the cream cheese icing as well as the glaze for the cake. All right, so now we're going to make the glaze. Here I have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. To this, I'm going to add about a teaspoon, roughly, of vanilla extract. And now I'm going to go in with some heavy whipping cream. I rarely measure this. All I can suggest is you add a little at a time until you reach your desired consistency. If you do end up adding too much of the heavy whipping cream to the mixture, you can add some more powdered sugar to it to thicken it up a bit. All right, so this is the consistency I want. I'm going to keep stirring to work out all the lumps. All right, so let me grab the cake and then we can pour our glaze on top. Here we have our cake. I am going to pour the glaze on top, but to this I am also going to add a cinnamon cream cheese icing. So I'm going to put the glaze on, put the cake in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to come back and pipe on the icing that I've yet to make. And then we need to do the fondant carrots to finish the cake up. All right, so again, I'm going to place this in the refrigerator and then we'll come back and make the cream cheese icing. So for our icing, we're gonna start by creaming together an 8-ounce package of cream cheese at room temperature and 1/2 stick of unsalted butter at room temperature. Now we're going to add the vanilla extract to the mixture. Now we're going to add the powdered sugar and cinnamon to the bowl. Then we're going to turn the mixer back on, mix until everything is well combined. Okay, so our icing is done. Now I'm going to move on to making the fondant carrots. So I'm just going to go ahead and place the icing in a piping bag. So once we finish the carrots, we can take the cake out of the refrigerator and finish everything up. So now we are going to make the fondant carrots. Here I have some Wilton white fondant. We have some green color, some orange color. I have this little tool here. And then I have some toothpicks that I'll use to dip in the color to add to the fondant. Just rolling the fondant out a bit to soften it some to make it easier to manipulate. All right, so here we have orange. I'm just gonna place my toothpick inside, get some out. Put it directly on the fondant like that. Kind of fold it in so I don't get all of it on my hands as I'm mixing together. I can already tell I'm going to need some more. Add a little more orange. All right, so here we have our orange. I'm just gonna do the same thing with the green. All right, so here we have our green and our orange. I'm gonna kind of roll this out only for the sake of trying to get the carrots to be close to the same size. All right, so this won't be perfect, but close enough. So now I'm going to roll this out into kind of a cone, elongated cone. Still kind of big, but and now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to make little lines along the sides of the carrot. I'm going to do the same thing for each one. And just so you guys can see, just to add a little texture to it so it's not so smooth. I'm going to kind of do the same thing. Roll it out to get 6 pieces. So for this, I'm going to kind of flatten one end. This is the end that's just going to be placed directly on top of the carrot. Then I'm going to kind of flatten it out a bit. And then I'm going to take this same tool and slice right through. All right. That's just to give us the little leaves of the carrot. And then I'm just going to put it on top. And then I'm just gonna kind of go through one more time to separate the leaves. Because as I was pressing it into the carrot, they kind of got mashed back together again. Okay, so here we have our carrot. I'm just gonna go through and repeat the same steps for the rest until I've made all of them. All right guys, so now we're gonna go through and pipe on some rosettes using the cream cheese icing we made. Here I have some chopped walnuts. I'm just going to sprinkle on top. You can use pecans if you prefer. You don't have to use any nuts at all if that's your preference. If you do like nuts, you can absolutely add a cup of chopped pecans, walnuts, whatever, to your cake batter before baking the cake. I actually think I may just use 3 of these carrots. Here I have one. I'm going to place one here. So I almost forgot to pipe the border on the cake, so let's go ahead and do that really quickly. All right, so now we're done. Let me clean up my mess and we'll be right back. We have made it to the end of the video. Here we have our finished product, our carrot pound cake. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions about anything I've done, leave them down below in the comment section. I will reply. While you're here, I ask that you also look down below, press that subscribe button, join our family, come back for some more recipes. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.